Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section and social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I didn't do that well this past week. I finished the week with 12 wins and 5 losses for a win rate of 70.59%, well below my 85% weekly goal. It was just a tough week, but it is what it is. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. So I'm just going to jump right into it. And the trade ideas on Monday the 16th. 16th, huh? I didn't put out a trade ideas thing on the 16th. Apparently I didn't. Well, oh well. So the 16th, okay, I took calls at 10 o'clock. Where's the 16th? Right here. Monday's your first trading day of the week. I usually wait out the first half an hour unless I'm expecting something to happen, and because this is what ended up happening. Just inside candle, fake out. So if I took puts right here, it was a fake out, but because I waited for it to take new higher day right here. Sorry, my throat's a little weird. I took the 60-75 calls of 460, and they went from 460 to 770 right there. So I got a few dollars play right there. Then I took puts at 1019, which was right here, right when it broke lower day. I took puts. I took the 60-65 puts at 650, and it went from 650 to 990 right there. So that ended up being pretty good. See, I mean, fake out here, got the move, but if you held it, you would have got faked out. And if you bought puts here and you held it, you would have got faked out too. So you got to take the dollar or two gains. This particular Monday, it was a scalp day. You don't hold for big runs, because if you held here, you would have got burned. You would have got burned. You would have got burned. So yeah, even if you did held here and it did pop here, it just went sideways and theta pretty much ate the rest of it. So then I did switch back to calls, and this is where I switched back to calls. No, it was 11:56. So it was right here. I think when I grabbed it, it went against me immediately. So yeah, I grabbed the 60-75 calls, 11:56 at $5.80, and I think it pulled back, then it finally hit pop. So they went from 580 to 780. So that's what I'm going to assume was what happened. I can't quite remember because it feels like a long time ago. Actually, it was like a week ago, but I have trouble remembering yesterday. But anyways, I think that it went against me, then it finally popped. So bouncing up to 20 EMA, I wasn't too worried about it. So I did get a good play out of that. Then on, let's see, Tuesday the 17th, let me back out a little bit. I hate it when it's just blown up. It started fading pre-market overnight and early in the pre-market. So I traded his room. I did put something out on the 17th. I said SPY puts under 604. 604 is down here. First time the candle was red, then it popped. I didn't play the pop because I was looking at puts, but once it broke below 604, I grabbed the puts. I grabbed the 60-40 puts at 510, and they went from 510 to 830. So that ended up being a pretty good play. Then I took calls at 1136, which is right here. And I get why I did this. Had this massive green candle pull back, bounced off 20 EMA. When it got back up to higher day, the 605 area, I took calls. I took the 60-60 calls at 430, and it didn't pop. It dropped, and I stopped out at 2. So it is what it is. Then at 118, I took puts, which is this candle right here. It failed to break out here, and it failed to make new high day. It actually made a lower high. So when it came back down underneath the 604 or 30 area, that's where I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 60-50 puts at 480, and they went from 480 to 610. You just got to take that dollar. 10 cons a dollar, it's $1,000. $1,000 a day. The average person is not making $1,000 a day. So always be humble and always remember that. Then I took puts again at what? 149, which is right. 149. 49 right here. Yeah, that's what I did. I took the puts here and it bounced up, made a green candle. So when it broke below the 604 area, I grabbed puts again. I grabbed the 60-50 puts at 490, and they went from 490 to 1090 right here. So that ended up being 100% play on that. So that worked out pretty good. Then yeah, I didn't post anything. I had to post 3 days worth of stats in one. I have been busy. So this day I was not expecting this. This was crazy. FOMC. Didn't play anything until FOMC came. I could have, but I didn't. The FOMC play was I played the 60-40 puts at $5.40. The puts went from $5.40 to $28, so that went 500%. And I bought the 60-80 calls at $4.30. And this big candle right here, when it made a candle, it made it down to like lower day, right around the 603.50-ish area. And I dumped the puts on that drop. Then when it retraced halfway up, or more than halfway up, that's when I ended up cutting the call side. And I'm really glad I did. I was just not expecting this to happen. And this is the day where I just tried to catch the bounce, because I bought 6,000 calls at 251, which is right here. For some reason I bought it 251 right in here. I just bought 6,000 calls at $8 and just kept going down. I tried to get the bounce, and I ended up averaging down at 315. I think I had 5, and I was pretty confident it was going to bounce because we had such a huge drop. I added at 315, which is right in this candle right here. This candle right here. And I was like, okay, we're going to bounce. We're going to get that, because this is such a huge drop. We're going to get that one massive green bounce like this right here. I was expecting up here. So I averaged down at 80 cents. I remember I had 5 cons, and I think I added 15. Bring my new average to 260, which was a huge drop. And in the average, so I figured, okay, we get this green candle right up here. I'm going to easily get $5 out of that, and it didn't work out. So just kept dropping. I ended up taking a loss. So I decided to grab calls for the next day. I took SPY calls the next day at $1.60. I took the 5.95 calls at what, 3.35, which was right in this candle right here. And it dropped, it came back up, and I cut it. And I'm kind of glad I did, because even though it did gap up a few dollars, I looked at the price the next day and they never got to $1.60. So I stopped out like 80 cents or something like that, 86 cents, and yeah, I cut it. So I tried to catch the knife, and I shouldn't have not have done that whatsoever. I should have just kept playing the downside, and I will not do that again. I'm going to keep playing it the direction until it stops working. So then on the 19th, traded his room on the 19th. I said SPY puts under 590, which was down here, 590. It's just low right here. And first 2 minute candle was green, and when it broke new lower day, that's where I took puts. No, I didn't take puts right away. Why didn't I take that? I should have taken it at 590. I didn't. This is the 19th. Yeah, I didn't take puts right there. I didn't take puts until 1023, which is right here. It dropped. They had the green candle, so when it broke below the 589.50 area, that's where I grabbed the puts. I grabbed the 58.50 puts at 650. And they went from 650 to 870 right there. So that ended up working out well. Then I took puts again at 1228, which is right here. Kind of crazy why I took it here. I don't know. I think I took it mostly. Let's see. I got it at 590, and I went to 590 at 820. So I had to have gotten it right here underneath the 588.50 area for them to go from 590 to $8. 820, yeah. I had to get it from here, so that's where I got it, and that's all I played. I only played 2 plays on that day, because when we had usually whenever we have a huge run like this, the next day is choppy, and I expected it to chop. I didn't get too daring. I didn't try to overplay it. Then it just kept dropping and dropping and dropping, and then we just had this huge bounce, and I totally played this completely wrong. I didn't even play it at first. I played Tesla. Well, I'll just change Tesla over here so that way I don't have to link that. Tesla. Switch to the 10-minute. Tesla on Friday. I didn't have any trade ideas from on Friday. I'm really messing up on trade ideas on that. But anyways, 10:05, I took calls. Big green candles right here, pull back. First 10-minute candle was green, pull back. Then when it came back and broke high day, that's when I grabbed the calls. I grabbed the Tesla 430 calls at 450, and they went from 450 to 1535 on that play. It ended up being a monster play. Then I took calls again at 1122 rate, which was right here. Pull back and started to make higher lows right there. Back to higher day. So I took the 44.5 call, the 445 calls at 360. It didn't pop. It popped a little bit, but it just didn't really go. So I ended up stopping out at $2 because I had them at 360 and it just stopped out. So then I took calls on SPX at 1158. So yeah, that was a loss, a small loss. I took 11 calls at 1158, which was right up here, 1158. Huge run, red candle right here. And this is where I felt like, okay, we had so many green candles, we get a red candle. Everyone's going to pile into puts right here. Got this monster run, and everyone's going to pile into puts under the first sign of weakness. And whenever usually they do this, they first show that first sign of weakness is when they bait puts in and they pop it one more time to take everybody out. Then they drop it. And it's exactly what happened here. Strong move, red candle right here. It's fake the drop to get everyone loaded in thinking it was high a day, and they stopped everyone out. So me, I recognized that. I took the 6,000 calls at 540 right here, and they went from 540 to... No, I didn't. What? I took a what? Let me 1158. How did I take a loss here? I don't understand that. I got the 6,000 calls at 540, and I stopped out. I did not take. I took a loss on this play. How did I take a loss at 1158? We got the right day here. Yeah, the 20th. 1158, which is this candle right here. Did I take it and it dropped and I stopped out and then it popped? Is that what happened? I don't know. I really don't know. I should not have taken a loss here. The only thing I can think of is that I got it, and when it dropped, I got scared. I don't know. That doesn't sound like me. I should have hated. I should have waited. My theory on this was right. I don't know how I took a loss on this, but I did. That's some real head scratcher, but whatever. I'm not quite sure what I was thinking, but I did take puts at 150, which is right here. Why did I take that? I mean, I get why. You get all the red candles, you get a green FU candle right here. So when it broke below 550, 592, I took puts. I took the 59.30 puts at 550, and they went from 550 to 7. Okay, I get that, but how did I take a loss here? This should have played out perfectly. All that strength, red candle baiting, then they stop people out. Well, I must have, I don't know. I really don't know what happened there. That was another dumb move. I know I did quite a few dumb moves this week. That must have been the other one I did too, besides catching the knife. Anyways, yeah. And then I took calls at, oh, this was a good play because I remember taking this one. I took the 59.40 calls at 334 on this knife right here, right down here. I was expecting it to get bought back up because end of day, if you usually see the way the end of day has been happening, it's been really weird. Like at 3:30, it will drop. And then when the 350 algos come in, they'll buy it. And if it pops before 350, the opposite will end up happening. So if this popped, the algos would have dropped it. But because it was 330, and they dropped it right here, I knew the algos were going to buy it. So I took a major risk. I bought the 59.40 calls at $3, and they paid off really big because they went from $3 to 11.70, 200% move right there. So this is exactly what ended up happening. They bought it up, but they actually ended up dropping it again too. So yeah. So the lessons this week was, if there's a huge drop, keep playing the drop until it changes. Why I did this, I did 3 trades that are very, very questionable. 3 losses I could have completely avoided, and I don't know what happened. This one, it was stupid, and the 2 knife catches was stupid. So, I mean, no matter how good you are at trading, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna overthink things, and I just overthinking, and you're gonna make mistakes, and that's just part of trading. I mean, doesn't matter if you've been trading for a couple weeks or a couple years or decades, you're going to make dumb decisions regardless. So I just made dumb decisions, and I recognize the dumb decisions. I recognize them the day I did them, and I don't know. It is what it is. So the Tesla loss over here, I mean, I would have played that again and again because to me, it popped, pulled back, and we came back to higher day. I thought it was going to pop more. It was going to pop to 450, 455, and it just didn't. So Tesla likes to do that, and it didn't do that. So that's it for the recap. I hope this has helped. You saw the dumb mistakes I made, and always make a mental note when you make these dumb mistakes not to do them again. So that's it, and thanks for watching.